Okay, we're gonna try this again. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm switching my magic to the fireball that goes straight left and right, just out of consistency. I did a practice run and watched a few videos to get some better strategies for the bosses I'm having problems with. So Minotaur, basically do what I was doing. No, we're taking one per time, he's taking more than one. As long as we can hit him 2-3 times per, we're good. We only took 5 health. That's actually much better than we did last time. Werewolf. I think we pretty much had the strat right for this. Just face tank. Ideally, what we really want to do is get him on one of these platforms. There we go. He's gonna transform. Now we just hit him in the face. If we jump, he jumps, and then it turns into a whole mess. We can take a couple hits to the face. Pharaoh. Let's see if I can do better than I did that. This is the one I did terrible on in my practice run. But I think nope. I got stuck in the corner there. Okay, so basically what we want to do, take that first hit. This is one of those things where I felt like I know exactly what I need to do. I'm just having trouble executing it. Basically, ball of light goes out, it makes a thing on the wall that shoots an arrow. So we need to... I mean, I guess this works. Yeah, no, that did not go well. Okay. Basically, you have to jump over the ball of light, and then run under it, and hit the arrow. Okay. This guy, we had the strat, right? Let him bounce down, shoot fireballs, hit him 3 times. Jump up. If you don't jump up right here, he will charge at you. Like he did the first time we fought him. Okay. Let's see if we can keep this going. We've only lost 1 life. We've got full magic. I did get a few more strategies for the final boss. I didn't actually get a kill when I'm on my practice, but I also wasn't using this magic. Okay. So, right here, there's this tile causes him to drop this, but it won't land on you. You can kind of even keep your toes on the line. Sometimes he'll shoot lightning at you still. Especially after he's down past half health, I noticed. But it's just patience. Even if you just get 1 or 2 hits per, you know, we've got several minutes left on the timer, and no rush. I also feel like kind of an idiot for the way I was fighting this boss before. Okay, we're almost at the end. Maintain patience. Even if he shoots some lightning bolts at us, we're just gonna keep jumping. See what happens when we're not patient? We take a bunch of damage, we get hit. There we go. Okay. We're gonna take a death on the dragon, because our health's low. I mean, I'll try still. I'm not just gonna suicide. But I don't have a dragon strategy that doesn't involve face tanking a lot and trading a lot. Yeah. Basic strategy with the dragon is still about the same. He has the same health you do and does the same damage you do. So trade 1 for 1. If he dives at you, you get 2-3 hits off. If he goes to breathe ice, run past him. Go back to the middle where he was. The only thing I feel like I'm doing better this time is forcing him to do that dive. Okay. So, first part of the last boss, we're doing basically the same thing. We're going to stay on the left side of the screen because we're not going to get hit more than once or twice. We're going to get up close, but not too close, so that he... Oops. So that his second round of energy balls miss. Just like with our Starstorm, it seems like that pattern's just random. Okay, so we're gonna try this. Yeah. Okay. So, if you didn't notice, there's a safe spot. Right here. I really don't like those blue and orange little dudes are really the problem here. Okay. I don't think I'm in the right spot. There we go. Okay. First try. So basically, there's a little spot between the heart count and the timer. That little gap. Those splitting orange energy balls don't hit you. So I switched to the fire magic because it goes left and right, and while it didn't actually end up hurting the boss much, it helps clear out those blue and orange balls more reliably. And there we go. We didn't even lose a life on it. I have been a tireless master. this, our current duties are complete. Oh, that feels good. Like, I don't know if I've actually had an honest completion of this game before. I said I've beaten it. I don't remember for sure if I was using, like, some sort of Game Genie or save states when I did it. And we helped develop it. So we're just going to go back. This isn't me controlling it. We get to just do like a little quick flyby where it talks about each goes back and talks about each of the different civilizations. It's like the whole story, every little thing that they had to tell us. It goes back, sure. It goes back through all of the unexpected conversations, apparently. This ending is... it's slow. It's slow, but I think this really helps say something about this game. It goes on and on about this philosophy with Fillmore, with the, you know, the gift of prophecy and destiny and all this stuff. Goes back through. I talked a bit about this with the with Zelda, how it goes back through and gives everything a moment. All of the people, all the things that you ran into throughout the game. And this does the same thing. So, yeah, I guess I just really like the depth that's put into these very simple games as far as the story goes. It's not like there's a complex story. You know, you're this world's master or god, and you travel around and try and set things right after monsters have taken over. It's really straightforward, but you get to see all these different cultures, and they're corrupted in different ways, and you know, you have different stuff that you get to explore in each one. And I've mentioned a couple times, I really wish that there were more games like this. And if there are games like this that I just don't know about, I mean, I know there's a few, like, I mean, I would almost say, like, Legend of Mana has a little bit of this, but not really, because it's not really the full sim thing. Like I mentioned, Suikoden has this town building aspect to it. Oh, what is it? Dark Cloud 2 has that, I kind of with Rune Factory a little bit, like the Harvest Moon style games that have a Zelda aspect to them as well. But I don't really feel like any of those have the same divide like this does, and the direct impact. Like, you literally just the sim aspect is both your experience and your and where you get a lot of your different magic. It's where you get your different magics. It's where you get your different your extra lives, where you power up. I don't know, it's kind of stands alone, and unfortunately Actraiser 2 does not have the sim aspect at all. It's just a side-scroller. It's a very difficult side-scroller. We're not going to be playing it because there's no way that's out of my skill set. But yeah, I really feel like a game that really embraced this kind of development style, the Sims style, with I mean, it doesn't even need to be an action game. I mean, you could do it with an RPG, you could do it with a real-time strategy game. Could be an interesting thing where there's, the more sim aspect of it, and then the strategy aspects, something like that. But honestly, just this style with an action game, and then the full-on town builder. It doesn't give you a ton of options, but it's a Super Nintendo game. I mean, come on, you can't expect too much. Finally reunited after a long separation. So, yeah. I've babbled on enough. I did mention before, this is I don't know if this is the very first game Quintet did, but it's one of the earliest ones, and it's the earliest one for Super Nintendo that we're going to be looking at. Basically, almost all of the game requests I got back to back were all from this same company. And that pretty much sums up why this game was censored in the US. Nintendo of the US is very sensitive about any religious connotation, and this basically just said, have we, when society has advanced, do we forget about God? Interesting. And we get to the credits song. So yeah. Once this is done, or now that this is done, the next long game, series game like this that we're gonna do, it's gonna be much longer, most likely as well, is Soul Blazer. Soul Blazer is kind of a Zelda-style game. It has a little bit of the same aspect with the town building, but it's not in the same way at all. It's closer to what we see in most games now, where you do something on the action map, it affects the town, and then you can use that to get items and stuff for the most part, in order to progress. Soul Blazer's really good. It has 2 semi-sequels. They're not technically all a trilogy, but they all deal with the same idea of this dark force trapping the souls of things, and then a champion being called forth. And Illusion of Gaia actually directly references Soul Blazer at one point, and Terranigma has a lot of the same terminology. I can't remember if it actually refers to the old other games. I'm still deciding if I'm going to do the 50 jewels for Illusion of Gaia. That's a ways off. So I'm not worried about it right now. Soul Blazer's going to take a while. It's a long game. It's not as long as... each game is a little bit longer than the next, and so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, it says we're at the end, so we're going to be at the end. This is Rafe Gal. This has been Actraiser, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Give me a like, subscribe. Feel free to leave some comments if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for new games. And we'll catch you next time.